Hello, dear cinephile friends. Today, I will summarize the film Attack the Block. Spoilers ahead. We see a meteor hurtling toward Earth. Meanwhile, we meet Sammy walking home, chatting with her mom. She spots a group of masked strangers, feeling uneasy as they corner and mug her. They demand her purse, snatch it, and yank her ring away. Suddenly, an object smashes into a nearby car, and Sammy bolts. We meet Moses, the leader of the group, who checks the wreckage for anything valuable but is attacked by a strange alien that wounds him and flees. The creature hides in a tool shed, and Moses and his gang chase it down on their bikes. They toss fireworks into the shed, storm in, and kill the alien. Dragging the body outside, they realize it's from another world. Just as more meteors streak across the sky, Sammy runs into a neighbor, tells her about the mugging, and says she's already called the authorities. The neighbor comments that there have been a lot of youth-led crimes lately. Moses and the crew show the alien to their friends, who doubt their story, though Moses' injuries seem real. The gang heads to a tower block to meet Brew while he's waiting for an elevator. They tell him to take the next one. Sammy meets with officers, giving them descriptions of the thieves. The police ask her to come identify the suspects. The gang shows up at Ron's flat. Ron and Brew check out the alien, but think it's an exotic animal escapee. The boys talk about calling the media to cash in. Moses asks Ron if they can stash the alien in the weed room, which has a reinforced safe. Ron suggests they ask his boss, Hi-Hats. Inside the weed room, Moses presents the alien, and Hi-Hats agrees to keep it, giving Moses some product to sell and unofficially recruiting him. Moses shares the news with his gang, who celebrate. Suddenly, more objects fall from the sky. They grab makeshift weapons, bats, fireworks, swords, and head to the park. They find another meteorite and see a much larger alien this time. Their dog rushes toward a noise but is killed by a towering, black-furred alien with glowing fangs. Terrified, they flee on their bikes, catching the attention of a patrolling cop. Moses gets arrested, and they find drugs on him. As he's being cuffed, Moses sees an alien approaching and begs the police to drive him away. Sammy is in the back of the van too, having helped officers ID Moses. Meanwhile, the gang sees more aliens approaching from a bridge. Sammy notices strange reflections in the police van's mirror. The cops lock Moses in the back, but an alien attacks, killing one officer. Sammy panics as Moses notices she had recognized him. Another alien pounces on the van. Determined to save Moses, the gang throws fireworks under the van, creating a diversion. Dennis rides up on his bike, fights off the alien, and frees Moses. Sammy hides inside the police cage for protection. They hijack the police van and arrange to meet up at a parking garage. Brew, whose car gets wrecked, hides in a bush and calls Ron, who reassures him the police aren't close. Moses crashes the van into Hi-Hats' car underground. Panicked, he orders Dennis to free Sammy, then urges her to escape while warning her about the creatures. The others arrive and try to convince Hi-Hats of the alien threat, but he accuses them of lying. Just then, a roar shakes the garage and a monster appears. Hi-Hats sends a man to investigate, who is killed almost instantly. Hi-Hats fires back, killing the alien, and the group takes the opportunity to flee. Hi-Hats swears revenge. The gang cuts Moses' handcuffs, deciding to return to their block to defend it. They split up on bikes, with aliens hot on their trail. One friend, Biggs, hides in a dumpster. The others make it to the block, where Peter is ambushed and bitten by an alien. They rescue him and barricade themselves inside. Coincidentally, Sammy also lives there and hides when she spots Moses and his friends. The gang forces their way into her flat to escape the beasts. Moses asks about Biggs. Sammy threatens them, but Moses tells her to calm down and explains the danger. Dennis reveals they found her ID card while mugging her, learning she's a nurse. They beg her to help Peter, but she refuses at first, still bitter. Sammy claims the creatures are just wild animals. The gang insists they are being hunted by aliens already inside the building. Sammy finally agrees to dress Peter's wound, admitting she's still in training. As she treats him, they hear crashing noises outside. An alien smashes down their door. Moses grabs a sword and slashes it to death. Finally, Sammy believes them. They notice the creature's jet black fur Sammy bolts but then decides to stick with Moses' group. Meanwhile, Hi-Hats arms himself and heads toward the block, vowing to take revenge. Moses plans to reach Tia's flat, which has extra security. Biggs calls Dennis from his hiding spot, surrounded by aliens. Dennis tells him to alert everyone. Biggs calls Tia and her friends, but they dismiss his warning. Moses meets two young kids, Gavin and Reggie, who beg to help fight. Tia's friends initially refuse to let Moses inside, but Tia invites them. They share their alien story. Sammy vouches for them, revealing Moses once mugged her but now risks his life to protect everyone. Tia is furious, but the urgency is real. They argue about calling the police, but Moses fears being arrested instead of helped. He suggests the government could have created the aliens. Tia spots dozens of monsters outside. They break in. The group fights back, killing one alien, and Tia's team finally believes them. Moses' sword gets stuck during the battle, but Sammy saves him. Elsewhere, Hi-Hats confronts some kids who rat out Moses' location. More aliens crash into Tia's flat. Moses realizes the monsters are after him because he killed the first alien. They flee, telling Sammy to save herself. Hi-Hats bursts in, shooting wildly, but is attacked by a beast. He hides in an elevator, but another alien follows. Biggs tries to run but is ambushed. Brew tries to use another lift and finds Hi-Hats bloodied but victorious. Scared, Brew takes a different lift and meets up with Moses. Moses leads everyone to the Weed Vault, the safest place in the tower. They race upward, while outside, aliens climb the walls. Reaching a high floor, they find creatures blocking their path. Peter fires a rocket to create a smoke screen. They sneak through the haze, heading toward Ron's flat. Brew hears an alien and runs, leaving Jeremy behind. Peter tries to help, but Jeremy is killed. The survivors reach Ron's door, but Hi-Hats is already there with a gun. Hi-Hats blames Moses for all of this. Moses warns him about the creatures, but Hi-Hats doesn't listen until dozens of monsters crash in and tear him apart. Everyone else locks themselves inside the vault. Moses apologizes to Sammy for his earlier crime. Checking the dead alien, Moses finds strange glowing residue. Brew says it's a pheromone visible under UV light, attracting the males. The first alien was female. Moses, covered in its scent, has been the target all along. He decides to end it. Outside, Biggs and the others fend off aliens using water and fire, but are spotted by the police. They dive back into the dumpster. Brew checks Sammy under UV light and confirms she's clean. Moses sends her to his flat, handing back her ring as a peace offering. Sammy quietly slips past the aliens and reaches Moses' home. Following his instructions, she seals the windows and opens the gas lines. Meanwhile, Moses straps the alien body to his back. Lighting fireworks, he runs outside to lure the horde into his flat. The monsters swarm him, but he escapes just in time. Inside the flat, the fireworks ignite an explosion. Outside, everyone watches the blast. They see Moses dangling from a window, but he pulls himself back inside, alive. Police arrive, rounding up Moses and his friends. As they are led away, Tia and the others tell the crowd how Moses saved them all. Sammy also speaks up, calling Moses a hero and saying he saved her life. The gathering crowd starts chanting Moses' name, and he smiles, proud. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe for others' movies recaps. See you soon, guys.